everybody, and welcome to episode number 75. I believe it is now. Yes. Still kind of hard to remember because of the upload schedule. It's not very different. Anyways, yeah, we're back officially in spooky season, even though I think when this episode comes out, it's almost Halloween. I feel like it's maybe even past Halloween. Yeah, because the last episode I uploaded, I think, was 71 or 72.
I do believe we are 3 weeks ahead currently.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, we are a couple of weeks ahead.
That much?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we got
Yep.
quite a lot ahead. We've been playing a lot. It's good. And oh man, that means oh fuck. So this announcement is probably going to come too late if I'm gonna announce that we're doing a special horror one shot. Or maybe it will be or maybe it will be just in time. I actually don't know. So whenever this comes out, we will be doing a spoopy one shot, which I think I will then just immediately publish once we finish doing that, because that makes the most sense. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that, and it's a special one shot because I will also be publishing that very one shot. Exactly, and then you can get access to that, because our campaign hasn't really been that spoopy, you know, and I've been feeling the urge. Okay, maybe from my point of view it wasn't that spoopy. And I've been feeling the urge to scare my players again, because there is something very cathartic about it to scare your players. Anyways, my villainous, evilish DM fetishes aside, let's get right into the episode, and please like and subscribe for that, so you don't miss any more episodes. And the question of the day is one, of course, about the one and only. Who do you guys think is Saint Nicolas Cage? So Matt, you're exempt from answering this question since you know. But the others, Saint Nicolas Cage, who is he?
Well, I'm Greg, and I'm playing Iric Spanner, the human artificer. Greg's meta out of game knowledge it leads him to believe that this is some like crotchety old, like, he's been through a lot of shit and he doesn't want to do any work anymore kind of person. So he just sends out his minions to do everything for him and just waits for them to come back with all the goods, and and then publishes a whatever paper or something under his own name and receives all the awards.
Dang. Okay. Wow. Yes. Well, we're gonna skip Matt, so straight to you, Skid.
Hi, I'm Skid, and I play Isaroliafina, the high elf druid / cleric, and Skid's meta knowledge is like, okay, he's Fiera's boss, but I think he's just a regular old dude, that just got elevated to like where he is now, and he's just like, a professor, but like very high standing. But I definitely imagine Nicolas Cage in National Treasure when he's stealing the Declaration of Independence. I feel like that's him. Like, he's just a regular dude that just ended up like, hey, I'm here now. That's me. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
I'm Felicia. I played Jade Nightlock, the Shatterkai Padlock. I'm kind of on the similar boat as with Izarel, where it's just some dude. But I think that he goes on this ridiculous adventures to find things or to get his hands on things that he probably shouldn't. And he just does ridiculous stunts so that he can get his hands on them to research them.
Very interesting. Okay. And then now, I guess, Matt, you can introduce yourself and then somewhat say who is in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm Matt. I'm playing Fiera. Yep, her job for a long time was an archaeologist. She's kind of on a sabbatical. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, the best direction, huh? I mean, I think everybody has it right to some degree. He isn't like a famous special person out there. He is just a guy, but he has this job for a reason, and Fiera likes him, so that probably says some things.
Yeah. There we have it. Nicolas Cage. Official has nothing to do with the great prolific actor Nicolas Cage, and it's definitely not spelled the exact same way or was any reference to him, that he's an archaeologist or something like that. Nope. Completely unaffiliated. Even though if Nicolas Cage does see this and wants the RP, this person that just has the same name, he is welcomed to our table. We would love that. Other than that, let's get this shit started before I go on a Nicolas Cage tangent. Ooh-wee. Oh man, what a mess. What a fucking mess.
And here we go again with Greg.
For context, Greg has been sending us fun Nicolas Cage things in our Discord
Our
group.
Messiah has ventured back, but the seeds have been planted, and we have all the necessary tools to finally continue our preparations, Your Holiness. So he has disappeared. How unfortunate. His contribution to our faith was quite useful. Then we shall proceed with our next step. The words of the Dead Sea Scrolls will us to embrace the chaos and the pools of blood that will be spilled as a result of it. Our next goal is hidden, but we shall find it. Old blood will lead us to war, and this time we shall not fail to collect the blood again. For now we possess the dagger and the chalice, and surely this war will suffice to satisfy it. Oh, prayer to the red moon. May your scarlet light bless us. We who follow in the rivers of blood that you spill. Bless us. Oh, scarlet moon. Bless us. Oh, scarlet moon. Bless us. And may we drink from the blood that guides us.
So the viewers just had the wonderful pleasure of seeing all of the memes that Greg posted, because I was just going through our Discord chat and I streamed that. And I must say, it is a different vibe hearing that intro and just seeing Saint Nicolas Cage on your screen doing the Jesus gestures. That is a vibe. Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, back to Promise Wait. Oh my god. Oh, it just continues. It continues.
I'm never gonna be able to unsee that.
Oh shit.
That one actually is perfect.
Oh,
That
well,
is-
okay. I have to share this
That's the
though.
best.
I have to share this though too. Yeah, yeah. I'm showing it to the viewers right now. This is how he canonically looks like in the campaign. Whatever I say, if it's not this, it's not that. Okay, anyways, back to the proper game. So, gonna start off with a recap as per usual. Man, I gotta get a hold of myself. Oh fuck. You guys talked and were kind of figuring out what your next step is going to be. You have been a bit goalless. Well, you have many threads you could follow and have like potential goals, but you weren't kind of clear on what the next step is really supposed to be. And so with that, you were kind of brainstorming, but also just preparing yourselves in general. Which meant kind of figuring out what the horn is about by giving it to one of the local wizards in the shop, while also just buying equipment to prepare yourselves for the next confrontation. And the big thing you did last time is trying to figure out what you should do with this box that you found within the ruins, this incineration box that was meant to transport and keep this Vanta material inside for a certain amount of days. And you decided, well, we aren't gonna open it, we're just gonna try and activate it and burn whatever is inside, and then all should be done. And so you went out of the city, you kind of did a very safety precautious way of activating this box, which Eirik successfully did. And as you watch this box grow hotter and hotter, you realize, oh fuck, we have to turn this thing off, otherwise the entire city is potentially going to get incinerated. There was a bit of struggle and strife. You managed to do so after getting a bit of burns from Eirik and Jade, and also getting the attention from the city guards because you almost set the entire forest on fire. Had to pay a small fee of several hundred golds for the kind of local disturbance you made, and are now on the official list of the guards for having done some shit. But whatever was inside now definitely is not anymore, and you now have this molten box of that used to be made out of Selia ice tungsten, but is now melted and deformed auto hell. And you went back to your tower. And a other thing you discovered is you are accompanied by what seems to be a fiend, or rather Jade seems to be attuned to one, as you discovered her sword is a creature, question mark, though trying to unattune from it did not work as planned, as when put away it got resummoned within Jade hands. And so you now have several problems to deal with. Yeah, and last but not least, the kind of goal you then agreed upon doing is when the High Cleric kind of gave you a task that you could follow up, as they believe that some shit is gonna go down in a nearby village called Undorn, since the Holy Blood Legion might be going there quite soon, because the kind of oracles of the Holy Religions have foreseen with their divination spells the arrival of knights in red armor at the city walls of Undorn. And so he wishes you to go there and investigate why they are even trying to get there, like what the purpose is. And that's kind of where we not really left off. The last thing we left off with was, of course, Fiera cannot end the day without doing some shenanigans, as I have now come accustomed to. And so in her nightly hours, with still enough magical potency left within her fingertips, of course you cannot let this go to waste, she decided to cast Dream on a very special figure the one and only Holy One we have just witnessed. Like I said, no affiliation with the coincidental real human person who's named exactly the same way and spelled Nicolas Cage. Absolutely different. Anyways, Fiera casts a dream, which allows her to kind of spiritually, astrally project herself within the dreams of the given individual. This given individual now being Saint Nicolas Cage. And you were successfully in doing so. And so as you kind of sweep over the continent and land within the kind of still dark dreamscape of St. Nicolas Cage, you can see him kind of just floating ethereally in the space. And it is now your domain to shape. So what do you do?
Yeah, well, I'll let him sleep for now. Think it's time to set the stage. So, Fiora will crack her ethereal knuckles and begin shaping his dream. First, she'll kind of like sweep her arm, and as it goes by the space, stars start to appear. Then she starts to kind of like create this glyph in her hands, and in the glyph, a sphere appears, and it's the planet. So she'll begin creating the planet off in the distance, and then she'll make like the moon, she'll make the sun, she'll make like a star field, and just this elaborate picture of space. And underneath her and Nick, she'll make a black, sort of glossy floor underneath them, and she'll add railings as they are floating in space, for safety, of course. Then under St. Nicholas, under him will appear a bed that starts to grow out of the ground, so we can have some comfort. And as she's kind of finishing touches a little bit, she'll kind of start to poke his, I guess, dream body. And I can actually upload a picture, because why not? Of kind of how she
Wizards,
creates
man, wizards.
Yeah, I'm just creating space. I'm creating, a universe.
Oh, nice.
Just, having fun.
That is
Yes.
sick.
Sheesh. Her own world created in this. Actually, I could also show this.
Yeah, it probably takes her a while, because space and planets have details.
Yeah. Yes, and with that, after you finish doing that, you see that after kind of poking his ethereal subconsciousness, is how I'm going to refer to it as, you see him kind of stir and wake up, and you see this older man who's like in his maybe like early 60s, or maybe mid 60s, has like graying hair, though a decent amount of color still remains. Like he has some strands of hair that still retain his kind of more dark brown color. He's clean shaven. He's a bit weightier, but that probably comes from old age. And he's kind of adorned in these very nice white nightgowns. And looks exactly like Nicolas Cage. Yep, that's what he looks like. And kind of stirs awake and open, just looks around. And then sees you, Fiera. And you can see one of his eyebrows is kind of raised up. And then come back down and then say... well, if it ain't someone I thought I lost a long time ago.
And hello to you as well.
He kind of stands up, like from the bed that you kind of created for him, and it's like, quite the stage you got here.
Yeah, take your time. I wanted to make someplace something special to me.
Yeah, you were quite fascinated with the stars. So, I presume you came here for the usual reasons you come to me.
I might have a favor or two to ask, and I think you're the perfect person. But I do have things to share.
It's never easy with you, you know? Not even back in school. And he kind of sits back down on one of the benches. Not benches, but on the side of the bed. But he kind of is focusing on like the floating planets around and kind of the space. And it's like, well, what is it then?
Well, I guess I'll kind of make my way over to him and, sit like a foot away from him on the bed down. Well, I think it's only fair, to share something first. I mean, it's been a while, a month or two, right? Feels like it's been years.
Yeah, it's been quite some time, so you would never come back.
I'm still not sure if I will, to be honest. Kind of things went sideways in Azathia, but I found something really interesting.
Alright, no doubt it will be, coming from you.
Well, let me show you. And in front of us, a stage will kind of come out of space and be created. Quite large, and on this stage a giant arch will appear, and it's the arch I saw in hell with the all the divine names and the hierarchy and all of that.
He kind of looks at it, and then it's like,
This was painstakingly found, but it's amazing. It's old. It's facts. It's the truth.
It is indeed. It is indeed. And he kind of takes the time to just like take it in. It's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Look at these things, and he's like, and you found this where exactly?
Because I'm not sure, I'm sure the story time thing you tell kids. If you're bad, you go to hell. Well, it turns out if you're really bad, you do actually go to hell. Or if you accidentally end up there on a journey. And I accidentally kind of went there on a journey and found a lot of interesting things like this.
Well, quite the discovery indeed.
It is, and it's so far away. I don't know how to show others. I don't know if I can show others because of how things are.
That would be my question to you. You know, during your time in our institute, we uncovered quite a few things. Maybe not as vast or ancient as whatever this is. But the question always remains when we uncover something. Should we show it to others?
well, that was kind of decided for us. We had to follow the creed. We had to turn things in. A lot of our discoveries went to a vault. And I never really questioned it. I was just happy that, you know, whatever I found, it wasn't hidden anymore. But, you know, I always wondered, what if we showed this to people? Why do we hide things?
Yes, it is a troubling question. The why, the ifs, the shoulds. I've been asking myself that this entire time. You know, I was lucrative once too in my youth. Going around trying to uncover things.
A lot of your colleagues talked.
Oh, they do. But only a fraction of what I did do they know. I've seen things, Fiera. I have seen things, and there's a reason why I dedicate myself to our institute. It's because the things we uncover, most of them, many of them, are harmless. Just old remnant bits and pieces of ancient cultures, lost people and civilizations. But a small fraction of these things that we do find, whether we want to find them or not, are inconceivably dangerous. And that is why the Creed decided it is for the safety of everyone that these things are locked away and never to be used by anyone. And I questioned this. I thought, why would we let this kind of power go to waste? This information, which would bring clarity and enlightenment to how our world works. But then I realized, truth does not mean safety. And it was hard to accept. I spent all this time and effort to try and get to the truth. And once you're there, you just feel this urge to share it. But the consequences of sharing such knowledge, that is what made me realize that might not be the best way.
I mean, I definitely agree to an extent. When I went to Azathia, it was to counsel for chrysalises. And I definitely have learned that it can be used for good, bad, or otherwise. It just depends whose hands they're in. And it kind of feels like it's the same with history. Whoever's hands are making history, we don't want them to repeat the mistakes of the past. And we're kind of doing that right now. And I'll kind of point into the distance, and a gargantuan body of incomprehensible size of Eve appears. And I make sure the horns are shown for however I'm like laying her in space. This is Eve. She was drawn to the powers of evil. Just like the stories say, a serpent, you know, brought them off the path of good. And we need to remember that.
Remember indeed. Remember indeed. It is a difficult, yes. The unfortunate thing is we do not know what good or evil is. When we find an artifact, it lays there beneath rubble and stone,
Maybe covered in leaves and vines or grasped by roots of ancient trees. And it seems so innocent. It lies there. It does nothing. And through contact with us, it gains something. It shapes, it forms. Our past and future is shaped by how we use these things. And I'm quite sure you understand this, as you said. We must be wise to choose who is willing or allowed to wield power. But the inevitability that power will and is going to fall into the wrong hands has shown itself time and time again. And so I dedicated myself to whatever power I find, that it shall never take any form or shape, which is why it's better reserved, untouched, in a vault that is lost in time. For power unshapen can neither be good or evil. It is the desire to do good that will bring out evil, even if you want it or not. And because I had to make a choice. Either I live with the known fact that if I let this power out to the people, to any people, there will always be the chance that it will land into the wrong hands. Or I will be neutral about it. No one can have it. No one will shape it.
You know you're hard to disagree to when you're like this, right?
That's why I'm your teacher, because you like to disagree with a lot of things.
Right. Well, we can agree that when things get into the wrong hands, they're used for bad, and it can be catastrophic. Have you heard of the Legion that has turned to some blood order in Azathia? I'm sure the news has gone out.
Oh, most definitely. I don't think anyone on this entire plane doesn't know about it.
Well, I kind of had my disagreements with that, with the commander, Saint Albertine. We had a scuffle or two.
And you live. That's quite impressive.
With help. It turns out that looking for help is useful.
It is indeed.
Well, I also heard that he may have broken into the vault, and 2 artifacts are missing.
This I unfortunately can confirm.
So it was his blood order that took these?
We aren't quite sure. But with extremely high likelihood of, well, just the way the corpses were found at the vault, we presume some extent of blood magic was used.
Yeah, he likes to, well, his men like to, it's not great to look at. I was in Sunanir and people are on pikes, there's pools of blood, there's a shield of blood, they put on the show.
That they do indeed. Yes. Well, with our situation right now, I can already imagine
knowing you, what you are planning to do.
I mean, I don't like to see things in the wrong hands. And I've learned that I don't want to just look up history. I feel like if you're able to change it, you should try. And I don't want this history of the unholy blood to go down. I have an inkling of what they're trying to do. And I've kind of learned how to use magic to, I guess, look around to a higher degree. I feel like I need to try to stop them, or try to hinder them. I want to look into their history and bring it out to the world and use it against them.
Yes. Truly noble, as you always are. But be wary. To show people what not to become will inspire others to do the opposite. You just have to hope that by spreading this information you will be doing more good than bad. And it's a gamble every single time. But I am definitely in no position to speak against any major actions to be made against what the Holy Blood Order is doing now. Nor do I think my very pacifistic and neutral way of keeping secrets is going to improve our situation in any shape or form. I think it requires people like you who strongly believe against the bad. But it is what happens after that will decide whether or not history will repeat itself. If you manage to end the Holy Blood Legion with or without help, if you manage to find out the truth that they seek, the power that they wield, what will you do with that knowledge? And I inquire you, do not find a solution for this answer now, because there aren't any. You will know what to do once you get there.
I knew you were the right person to talk to.
Well, Fiera, I wouldn't let you go without something useful. As much as I do love to bring forth my philosophical teachings, there's something more, let's say, of import, as you have already mentioned, these stolen artifacts. And I trust you to do the right thing, of all people. Coming from the Kron family, I think that just lies within your blood. So please, whatever happens, do not let your blood get taken away by the Holy Blood Order. That truly would be...
I am desperately working against that.
Very well. So, your favor you wanted to ask me to do?
Yeah, obviously the biggest help is what was taken and what can they do with it.
I would be breaking my oath by telling you, but I think desperate times require desperate measures. Two things, as you have said, have been taken. Things we wouldn't have predicted they would have taken, or anyone for that matter. Two things that are a great example of what I have said before. Things we found that we did not know
what exactly they are or can do. Very strange artifacts, ancient, very, very ancient, long before the Angelic War. Probably as old as this. And he gestures to your big arch.
Oh.
One thing was a chalice. The other, a finger.
Are you serious?
Yes.
A finger. Can you tell me anything of what they look like, or?
Well, I myself actually have only seen the finger. The chalice itself was deeply locked away. It's a very grey finger. Quite small. Dried out, but with very long black nails. There are these black ridges within it, almost like black veins. It is, by all means, not something that would belong to what we would consider a human.
Well, I guess I'm not so sure about that. Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess I'll try my hardest to get them back.
That would most definitely be great. Who knows what those things can do? And for my own ego, because it took a lot of work to get that finger, I wouldn't want it used in the wrong hands. So, yes.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it does, but I do know that they're trying to complete some sort of blood ritual. We even, well, a friend of mine, we were a city away in Overmere. I believed he'd started to sense the ritual from where we were. They're trying to collect blood, lots of it, with wars around the world. Whatever magic they make with this will affect everyone.
That I can be certain of. Blood magic. That it's making a resurgence.
That isn't the first time I've heard that.
Days of the Crimson Lotus, are you familiar?
I've heard passings of it, yes.
Yeah. Also was not necessarily about collecting blood, but more about spreading blood. So this is a bit different.
Right, with the curse. Well, I guess multiple curses. Yes, this does seem different than that. Well, it's a long story, actually, but maybe another night I can tell you what I've been up to.
Yes. Yes. Well, not in the best situation myself currently, with, you know, our castle currently being under siege, but we're making do.
Right. Do I know if Nick knows magic?
You know that he understands it to a high
Mhm.
degree, but he himself is no magician, not a wizard.
Okay, yeah.
He might be a
He
magician.
just seems like it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a very
I'm not gonna
knowledgeable.
ask him about that.
He's a very knowledgeable guy,
Yeah.
but not in the way of arcane.
Yeah,
arts.
yeah. Okay. Well, I can't currently come back home since Sunanir is kind of the closest nexus, but I'll try to make my way back eventually. I'm starting to learn how to teleport places. It just takes a lot of effort and research.
Yes. Well. Ooh. I feel a bit useless being stuck here, but we've been working with the 16th Legion and the Aureolus to try and find the location of where the stolen artifacts are. So if I perhaps get any information, I will attempt to contact you.
Yeah, anything can help. Currently, I'm going to do digging in where this all began, where the blood magic came from, who taught them, what are they worshipping. I mean, you know, I need to figure out what this is if we're going to combat it.
Yes. Understanding is a great advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see him kind of just slide back down into his bed, and it's like, the stresses these days. Make me dream about something sweet, alright?
Something sweet. Interesting. I'll kind of just go over and just hug him while he's laying down.
Yeah, he kind of just pets
Thank you so much, Nick.
Always a pleasure, Fiera. Always a pleasure.
And then I'll kind of just poof into like butterflies, and as he like blinks, all of a sudden he's just like in a valley of like tall grass, blue sky, clouds, trees, birds, squirrels. There's rows of trees of different fruits, and in front of him is a kind of off to the side is a fountain of chocolate. Because that's the only thing I can think of sweet. And then over his bed, there is now a like, what's it called? That like a shade. I'm sure of like
Canopy. You're thinking of canopy.
Thank you. Canopy, yes. A canopy is formed, so he can just take a nap in that field.
Yeah, as you disappear away and wake up, we're gonna stay a moment with Nicolas Cage, and he's like, wakes up here and he's like, I only wish to have a talk with your mother. She's always so sweet. Nah, well, this will do. And then we return back as you finish your spell. It is evening in the Tower of Weird within the Holy Defense Grounds. What is happening? What is happening?
Oh no, we went full rabbit hole of theories and stuff. While
And then I've
Fiera
seen
was
things.
yeah. And then of course we went back to Nick Cage.
I've seen fingers, Fiera. Okay. Well.
You guys did this to yourselves.
Yep.
You created a Nick Cage person in this world, so.
And you're welcome. You are welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, so after you completed that, anything else?
Yes, I was
also-
crying on Kronberg.
Exactly. Okay.
Yes. And I believe Jade was also doing something.
Yep. So we're gonna start off with that. I will make a roll.
Yes.
You got a natural one.
Yay! I can scry on Kronberg. La 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 la.
So as have you described how you scry?
Yes. Basically, I have my little bowl that is ridiculously like well decorated. That is worth way too much money for the size it is, and it's got about 50 gold worth of holy water in it, which is what I asked Jade to do. So it's like a 950 gold worth bowl.
Hmm.
So it's ridiculous. And I'm basically kind of looking at it, and it projects the image like on the water. And so like I can, if I want to make it more private, I can just kind of hunch over and kind of hide it with my face and my hair. But if I want to, you know, just kind of look at it and let everyone else show, if they're close enough to me, they can definitely see like what's going on
Yeah.
on the water there.
Hmm. Yeah. As your orb appears, and you kind of look into your small scrying mirror on the surface of the water, it kind of ripples out, and you can see like a slight glow, almost as if it's like a LED screen. It kind of confirms that it has kind of found the target that you were looking for, and the kind of ripples of the water then shape into an image that you can then recognize as an individual, as this kind of silhouette of a elf forms before you. Pretty big, wide shoulders, very unusual for an elf, but you know that Kronberg is a larger figure. And you can see his kind of kempt back hair that go long down his very extravagant and excellent robes. And he has these kind of somewhat pointy shoulder pauldrons now on. And he seems to be in a dark lit room. You can see like cobblestone floor. You don't really recognize where he is right now from where you are, but you can make a perception check as you're looking inside.
Okay, let me do that. Not bad.
14. Yeah, but you can't really see anything beyond like your small cone of vision that is being kind of projected onto your small bowl that you're holding in front of you. But you hear him talk to someone out of view, and he says,
Things are getting ridiculous. Their paranoia is always such a nuisance. Should have known that their ego would get away in our plan. Well, I guess this is a task for you then. There's no much longer need for this insolence. The longer this continues, the harder it will be. Not only for them, but for us to move on to the next stage. If... Where?
and he kind of looks around, and then he looks directly to your scrying orb, after which it disappears.
I'm gonna keep this to myself for now.
Okay.
For now.
Iceberg kind of just puts the bowl slowly away and just starts to druid craft something. Okay. Then Jade. You wanted to do something?
Yes, I wanted to meditate in a way and then try to ground myself. And I know I probably won't be able to make contact and actually speak to somebody from my ancestors, but try to like get some guidance on like how I should handle this new thing that's attached to me that I can't seem to part with.
Yeah, you can definitely make a straight charisma check. A3. Dang. Alright. So you kind of sit down in the corner. Do you take the sword out and kind of like focus on it, or do you leave the sword away?
Yeah, I'll have the sword like in my lap.
Okay, yeah. The very large blade with dark red iron. And you focus on it. And as you do so, kind of trying to regain kind of the spiritual connection that you usually have with your ancestors. And it is through your weapons that you kind of showcase your ancestral lineage, right? It is through the masteries of the blade that were kind of taught and lectured and that went down the lineage of your family. That is kind of what made up your family bloodline, and that is where you take your power from. And as you go deeper within yourself, you feel a very heavy discomfort. You feel a very heavy tension inside of your chest, as if something is like pulling your rib cage apart. You feel a sensation of strife, struggle, and urge to protect, as you can feel a very familiar kind of passionate warmth of your ancestors struggling within your body, within your shadow, as they are actively fighting the blade itself. You can feel there's a strife between the power of the blade and your shadow. And you feel kind of almost like warring screams of people clashing, as if you're on a battlefield. And you grow a bit nervous as you feel two sides of this battle are clashing. One that is shrouded in kind of a very dark, viscous energy. It is almost like looming over the other side that is a very comforting, familiar power that you use to engage with in combat. And as you focus on this strife and battle that is happening within yourself, there's a moment of panic where you realize that your shadow is losing. But you also realize that it is your very own shadow and that of your ancestors that kept you from whatever effect this blade could have had on you.
Ooh.
And you feel like if anyone else were to wield this blade and have not the protection of ancestral shadows like yourself, they would be in a much worse space. But you also feel like you don't really have much time before maybe even your shadows will give in.
All right. I'm going to pull out of my bag. I have a blank masquerade mask. And I'm just gonna like look at it. Is it time to make an Oni mask to try to protect me? I'm just like staring at this mask, trying to decide if I want to create an Oni mask to protect myself.
Hmm. You look at it. You look at this blank mask. And there's a bit of fear kind of creeping up. Being the only one left of your legacy. Because if they lose this fight, and eventually you lose this fight, then everything within you is lost. And as you kind of just stare on this mask, you can see that the shadows in the mask itself kind of grow a bit. As if it's like the sun rising and then the shadows extending. You can see your own shadow kind of moving a bit as you still hear this battle commencing within yourself. The screams and shouts. Actually, make a perception check. 17. It almost sounds like you can almost hear like the screams of like your uncles, your aunts, your mother, your father, your grandfather, your grandmother. All of them trying to protect you. As you focus on the mask once again, you can see that this dark looming shadow has kind of shaped around it. As it disappears, you can see it has been shaped in the face of a black, surprisingly, dragon-like creature.
Oof. I just kind of like stare at it in awe. I don't know what this means, but I'm gonna trust.
Guys, I just solved the campaign. We're all ancient dragons coming back to life. There it is. Pack it up, guys. We're done.
Well done, she did it. What can I say? Well, thank you for following us. Yeah.
So I just like stare at my mask and then I like put it on. I'm gonna keep fighting, family, and then I just like put the mask on.
Put the mask on. You don't feel much different physically, but emotionally, you kind of gain renewed confidence. As if you've unlocked something inside of yourself. As if you've taken a step forward you were too afraid to take a long time ago.
And then Jade just sits there in silence. And then she tries to make the sword just disappear so she doesn't have to stare at it.
Yep. It disappears as usual.
And then, I don't know if Izrael's, Fiera is still in her dreamscape. Then I would go search out Fiera.
You can do so. I think the praying, meditating, stuff like that does take a long time.
Fiera, can I have a word?
Of course.
So you kind of know about shadowmancy, which is why I'm bringing this to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this your new look now?
For now, yes.
Interesting.
And then I go into about how my ancestors fuel my powers through my weapon, and I have a connection to it, and I can channel them to be powerful. And then I was just trying to reconnect with them to try to figure out how to break this whatever thing is with this sword. And there's a war, and my family and my shadow are losing.
A war.
I don't know what will happen if my family and my shadow ultimately give up. Or they lose.
That is quite frightening.
We have to figure out a way to break this.
Of course. You said a war. I guess I've had theories. Do you know? Is it war against an individual or against individuals?
It feels like it's fighting against the weapon. Whatever is in the weapon.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know much about that kind of magic, but good news. Tomorrow we'll be in Delasalis, and I'd love to help you find a way to counteract it, find a way to empower you, find a way to get this weapon out of your hands, out of anyone's hands.
What do you know about the Vanspire district? Like, what exactly it is you know?
Quite frankly, not much. When we went there, obviously I was kind of drawn to your boss. We just learned that, your people are kind of neutral, that they run the area, and that's about it. There were designs of like a bird on the wall that I didn't quite understand. I don't know.
When we were escaping the city and my people met us, do you remember the faces well enough to know to possibly ask them, like send a message and see if they know anything about it?
That's only if the barrier's down.
True, I forgot about the barrier.
If the barrier drops when they fight, maybe I can get messages out. I don't know if I could dream. No, elves are difficult to dream on. Planes though. I'll think about it, and if I could think of a method to get a message through, we can try. Oddly, Izrael may be a better bet if animals can get through. Especially an animal that can maybe dig.
True. If you have any ideas,
also,
please let me know. I'm scared.
Sure. Of course. I'm good at researching, so I can do that at least. And I can look into... We know some powerful magical people. Obviously, I'm kind of wary of Zephygus after he gave you that without any warning.
Yeah, that's a little discerning.
All right, but I can ask around a little bit. My network is small but growing, so we'll try to figure this out, because I don't want you wielding that when we get to Andorn. That might just empower it somehow if that's the home of blood magic.
Yeah. I don't necessarily have to use that. I mean, I have a hand axe that doesn't do much, but I can at least use that.
Maybe don't feed it blood anymore.
Well, that's why anytime I attack with my greatsword, it kind of collects it.
Right,
So-
that's worrisome.
So I'll just use my good old hand axe. I mean, it's not much, but it's something.
Well, something to look out for then. We still have a couple days, so we can find you a weapon. By the way, I'm confused why you're wearing that mask. You are, like, afraid of every dragon you've come across.
In my culture, if you wear something that you're terrified of, that is made to instill fear, if you harness it and wear it, it can help protect you from evil.
Oh,
When I was connecting with my family, I felt my shadow put this on this mask. I feel like it's a way that I might be able to help keep the battle going.
understood. You don't
Obviously-
sleep, right?
I just kind of trance like Izero.
If you wanted to, could you go into a sleep where you could have dreams?
I don't know, can I?
No, you're literally immune to sleep.
Okay.
Just can't sleep.
I don't know, it just is immune to magical sleep, so I didn't know if I could like
Feels like a curse.
Fun
Oh
fact.
my god. I just got a
Elves are
curse.
actually scared of dreams, which is why they don't sleep.
Oh, okay.
Really?
It freaks them out, which is why they don't sleep. They just trance.
Okay, I better not give Jade
Yeah.
more problems. Okay.
Just terrify her.
Yeah. Let's say, okay. Well, thanks for telling me. We'll get this figured out together. And we'll make sure that your ancestors are safe. They'll make it through this.
Let's hope. I don't know what'll happen if they don't. It's my job to protect them now. Well, if you have any ideas, please let me know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I don't know if this is just a curse or if this demon is somehow tied to the weapon. I don't know.
I mean, you're on track. I think both are right. So we just need to figure a way to stop it.
Well, have a good night.
Right? You as well.
Can I go up to the top and look at the stars?
All yours.
So I get comfy up there.
You'll see that Isorel's there too.
Sitting uncomfortably. Yeah, I anything from your part?
Yeah, so last session we said that I was inspecting my scales again after the incident out in the woods. Aside from doing that, basically I'm just gonna try to sleep. But what I want to do is I want to willingly give myself exhaustion because I know Eirik would not be sleeping after what happened. it's like a horrible night for him. He's rolling over, turning, he feels every single scale on his body. It's like sleeping on top of stone. It's so uncomfortable, and he's also just panicking about the fact that he almost extinguished a whole bunch of territory with the damn fire chrysalises. So yeah, it's not a good night for him.
Okay. And we will dig deeper into that, because as you are kind of in your sleep and you're rolling, you're sweating, you're having this very typical fever dreamy thing of the heat that was coming, that still kind of has burned itself not only on your skin but also inside of your mind, as you somewhat like realize this is the same power that you wield that almost destroyed this entire city, and it's kind of just sitting inside of you, and you are trying to find to cope with it in any way, shape or form, but you're just, you know, kind of going over and over and over, reminding and remembering as you activated this thing and you felt this immense heat kind of just getting out of it, and then trying to, you know, quell the fire, the burning, and the possible disaster. And as you kind of keep thinking about it, the sounds of fire and burning kind of just return to you, as it almost reminds you as when you were back inside of hell and everything was just burning, sweating, uncomfortable. It was horrible. You were exhausted there too, and it just was not a good time. And now it's part of you. This thing that has caused you so much agony in the last few hours is a part of you. And once again, you kind of open your eyes in this burning heat, and the heat remains. You can feel the pain within your fingers once more after you touched that cube and it was burned to blisters. But in this inferno, you hear the familiar voice again, and I'll talk out to you and say,
"Why are you afraid to burn?"
Because this, I thought I went through enough burning already. I don't need to willingly put myself into danger like that.
You are fire. Feel it. Let it become part of you. The next time it burns, burn more.
I don't need fire. I didn't ask for fire. Fire has just found me. If I'm supposed to be fire, I'm gonna need a little bit more guidance.
Then follow the flame and stop fearing it.
Follow the flame this far, but what's it gotten me? You're just out of nowhere, you've appeared. You've become part of me. I've taken your powers. I'm doing what needs to be done in the world. I don't need fire to affect me anymore.
Flames burn those who fear it, and you very much still fear it. If you do not learn to quell the fire inside of yourself, it will burn you too. The flame found you because it saw potential. But let it be wasted, and you too, like the earth of the world, shall turn to ash.
I want to use power to win whatever it is we're fighting. But I don't want this to be a risk to the people that I trust. I'm not scared of the fire. I'm scared of what this brings to us. The people that are chasing us, that are watching us, I'm scared about what they'll do to us. So if you want me to harness this power, I need very clear instructions.
Flame. What does it do? It is simple. It consumes. It burns. You consume and you burn. You say you have enemies. You say you fear what they do to you. You seek guidance. Simple. Burn them. Create fire. Create flame. Your hands. They have touched fire. Your heart has invented fire. Your mind. Your mind. It can see the use of fire. You want guidance? Burn. And in burning, you will know what to do. You know what to burn. And only you know how this fire can be used to burn your enemies. So if you fear them, burn them.
If I burn and invoke the flame in your name. I need you to do one thing for me. I need you to protect the 3 people that I work with from fire. I do not want anything that I do or cause or affect. I don't want any of my fire power to hurt them.
So you do feel it. Of what it can do to your friends.
I know what it does to the enemies. I don't want it to happen to them. That's not fear. That is compassion. That is trust. And that is love.
All of which gets washed away when you see them in flame. Don't be misguided. Don't disillusion yourself. You are afraid. If they were to burn right now, it would not be compassion that you feel. It would be fear. And as long as you feel this fear, and as long as the flame controls you, you won't get what you want. And the flame will burn all. But if you learn to embrace and become the flame, you can tell it what to do. So stop fearing it. Become it. Harness it. Then
I'm just... Oh.
you can burn with compassion. You can burn with love. Then you can burn everything.
I'm going to just scream at the top of my lungs, just this primal yell, and go through the motions of casting Fireball. I don't know what I'm casting it at. I don't know if it's possible to cast Fireball in a dream, but the actions and somatic components of Fireball happen.
Yes. Make a straight intelligence check. You are starting to somewhat lose your mind. As in, there is a very clear... What's the word again? Kind of a oxymoron that's within your brain that just doesn't make any sense. That is causing you to become somewhat disassociated from reality, and that is what is causing you panic. That your fire will hurt when the wrong people go inside, which inevitably will also cause you to hurt. But for some reason, these monsters keep telling you to burn the very thing you're trying to protect. And this just dissonance inside of your head, and that it's now somewhat part of you, is kind of just making you restless, and you're casting out fireballs, you're screaming, you're shouting, And this continues for the entire duration of your dream, where you cannot escape this literal inner panic attack that you're having. And I think that is also the reason why you get a point of exhaustion, is because you're just kind of overexerting yourself. Probably if anyone is within the room of Eirik, would probably see him like stirring around quite a bit and sweating, just being extremely uncomfortable. And that is what happens to you. Eirik is left alone.
Now, point of order.
Yep.
Are we using Legacy or 2024 exhaustion rules?
Are they different?
They are.
Oh shit, what are the new ones? Didn't know they were different.
What?
Level 1 exhaustion is -2 to any d20 roll and -5 to speed.
Oh, I guess we go with the new rules. Since everything else is kind of going with the new rules, I think we can just try them out, see how it is. So yeah.
Sure.
And with that, I think every single one of you kind of then returns to the bed, unless anyone still wants to do something. I presume everyone has finished their point of order for the day. And with that, you'll go to sleep. Some more comfortable than others. Even though actually I don't think... Well, I think only maybe Matt is the only one, or Fiera is the only one who's gets decent sleep, while the other one have experienced quite
Yeah.
the...
He was pretty chill right now.
Yeah, panic over that. And that is also where we're going to take our quick break. We're already at almost 2 hours. So see you guys in a quick sec. Bye. And we're back. If only you knew what we were talking about. Man. Setting the mood. No, not really. In no way, shape, or form did that set the mood. Anyways. The night goes, relative to each of you, fine. For Fiera, great. For Jade, maybe a little bit of angst, quite uncomfortable. Fiera, Eirik, absolute shitfest going on there. Isabel, probably also a bit got the skedaddles.
Yeah, a little bit of a paranoia over there.
Yeah, probably always after your trance, you like open your eye. You close it again, and you open it again.
I'd like to point out that we still have a camel outside because it sticks around until its HP disappears.
Oh yeah, it's chilling. It's chilling there. Probably like a couple of crusaders have already come by and like pet it. They're like, oh, they know what a steed is. They can do the same thing, and they're like, a camel. They probably, well, no, they're educated. They know what a camel is. Anyways, a new day turns up for you guys. So as you all wake up in different mental states, what do you wish to do?
What kind
Since I
of
have the
spells?
exhaustion, do I get a long rest? Like, do I get my health back?
I would say yes, because you've still physically rested, because you didn't do much. It's just a mental exhaustion that has kind of caused you to degrade. So yeah, you still get a long rest, but you still take the point of exhaustion. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
What kind of spells do we think we're going to need today?
Yep, that's important.
Yep.
We're planning to go Del Solis, right? And
Yes.
we're done here? Nobody needs anything here? Last chance?
I mean, are we...
Quick shopping trip or anything?
Well, we wanted to shop for your...
Malachite, right? Ooh, that's gonna be hard to find. Yeah, we can do that before we leave. I don't know where else we'd find it, honestly, so...
It Since we're here, we might as well try.
And I do have locate object. Do you know what it's green? That's all I know. It's an ore or an ignite or
I know nothing
It's
more
meant-
about it.
okay. Okay. Let's plan to leave at noon then. We'll meet up here. Teleport to Delasal's then. We'll spend the morning looking for that. Anybody else need anything? I think we're pretty set.
What kind of spells, though? Do we think we'll need, like, lesser restoration?
I'm gonna hope we don't fight here or in Delasal's. But I guess who knows? And I'd be shocked if we find blight at either place.
And in case of absolute emergency, I have greater restoration prepared at all times, apparently. So,
Great.
Wow, that's handy.
yeah. It might be an overkill, but we never know, so.
Literally. Okay. I guess me and Eric are gonna look around the city for Malachite. That neither of us know much about. Probably
I
start
mean, really-
asking around. I don't know.
It's just a matter of finding, magically charged materials or
True. Yeah, could find one in use.
I hate how my Divine Smite takes up a spell slot now.
Nerfing the paladin.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, how do we go about it? I guess since Fiora and Eric you both are looking for malachite.
I mean, we know
I'll-
the gem guy. We can see if he has a lead,
yeah.
or unless it's a better idea.
I was gonna say start with the best, solution that we have, which would be, the stores that we already know. But because
Or
aside from
going-
walking through the entire market, seeing if anybody's got stuff, I mean,
Right. Yeah, we know Vinhol Gembeard, who has the jeweler, and we know the blacksmith. So let's go those two, see what they think.
I don't necessarily think we need to be telling people what we're using it for.
Sure.
I just
We can try.
because yeah, I don't think anyone. Yeah, we don't have to say like, hey, we're trying to
For
do this.
personal use.
Well, my thought was we can use glamour as the sort of scapegoat here, saying that we have a friend who does like clothing and stuff, and we're trying to find like really fancy materials and gems and stuff that he would want to use in his
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
After
If
what
people
happened
ask-
yesterday, I don't want to be leaving like nuggets of information around. Like, we're already on a list. I just don't think we should be advertising what we're doing to people.
Understood.
Okay. So how do you go about it?
Whichever is closer, the smithy or the jeweler.
Probably the jeweler, since you're very familiar with the route.
Yeah. Yeah, then we'll head there to the uncut rack, I think it is.
Yes, uncut rack it is. Yeah, you step outside of the tower. You can see people have already started going about their day, especially the legionnaire soldiers. The barracks are already filled with people practicing out on the courtyards. some minor spell casting happening there. I see the temperatures cool down even more, so it's really chilly, and you probably have to decide to take on, like, wear a couple of coats. It's like reaching 5 degrees Celsius, which is like what, between 10 and 20 Fahrenheit. Nope.
40.
I got that completely wrong. Holy shit. Well.
Yeah.
I was about to say that's cold.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
40,
Zero
about-
is like almost, yeah, okay.
32 is 0, so.
Let's say 4 Kelvin. Make it universal. Yeah. So quite chilly. You can see that also the floor itself has somewhat frosted over the night, so you have to be a bit careful with your step to not slip. But you make your way through the market plaza and find the uncut rack. See, it's not so busy out this morning. Many people are still like opening their stalls and stuff like that. So as you walk inside, you can see the jeweler itself is empty. And you see also Vinhall is currently just placing a few things, and you notice you... Ah! Back again! Well, so early.
Yeah, just about to leave town. Found out that we need to grab something before leaving, hoping either you have it or you can have a lead for us.
Well, I do not have your 725 gold worth of diamonds, but what else could I help you with?
Something I'm not quite familiar with. Something of like a green metal. I think it's malachite, malsinite, I don't know. I was told I need to get it.
Right, malachite is definitely a Zacian ore.
Oh, it's an ore.
Yes, it's similar to iron, just it has a few different properties.
Okay. I guess.
See, well, I used to, before I had the funds to make a jeweler shop, I used to deal in ores. Used to be a helping hand of a smithy, in fact, and we used to do deal with lots of different ores, and malachite was frequented quite a bit, since it's locally sourced. Not a lot of ore veins within Azathia, but you know, at the Grosser Berg down south in the Silverland Great Woods, you can find some veins. Malachite specifically, most of it, I would say almost 90% of things mined actually go to Corza and go straight to the military, since its uses in building armor is quite well. Many of the High Royal Guards wear armor partially made out of malachite.
I'm just looking up a mapper. Is it on here? Corza. Why? I don't see it. Corza South. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's by the ravine.
Another reason we should go there.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Oh, that's why the military is there. Okay, things are coming together. But you say
One more piece of the
90%.
puzzle.
So 10% elsewhere, right?
Yes, as far as I'm concerned, a lot of it gets exported to Collis, since they are, you know, so keen on buying different ores. They love their gemstones and other minerals. A lot of trade deals with that. But I do know the very few well-connected smiths can get their hands on it, though it is quite rare to find in normal shops. Your best bet, if you truly
Oops.
wish...
Sorry.
Who's dying right now? Oh, no, sorry.
Oh, that was life alert. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Always happens so randomly, yes. If you you could ask smiths of the military, of the Kampfgruppe. That it would be your best bet. However, probably they are reserved to only craft the things, obviously, for the military. So,
Right.
can I expect either nothing or a very expensive cost in the materials?
Right. Okay. So it sounds like we need to find a smithy with spare, or buddy up with the military. Okay. Well, I guess that's what we'll do.
I need to ask if you can help me with something before we leave too.
Oh, sure. What is it?
I need a pair of platinum rings that are worth at least 50 gold piece each.
Oh, that's easily done. I mean, that is my forte. It kind of crosses over a rack of jewels that has like a lot of different kind of pieces of jewelry that have been intricately made with, of course, a lot of gemstones on them. But he kind of goes behind one of the shelves and says, I also have some blank rings without any jewels. I presume you do not wish a jewel on your ring.
No, I just need something simple that's made out of platinum.
Alright, and he takes out 2 base jewel rings, and you can see one of them is like intertwined with each other. It kind of looks like vines growing. Very naturalistic look, while the other one is a more kind of straightforward ring with just some elvish engravings inside of it. So, Tour, that would be 110 gold, please.
I can definitely do that, thank you.
So in front of you. Takes the gold. Puts it down. Anything else?
No, that'll be all for me. Thank you.
Right. Well,
What did you say the rings look like so I can write them down?
one of them looks like vines intertwining with each other, and the other one is just a very basic circular one, but has like elvish runes carved around it.
Am I able to see like what the runes say?
Yes, it's very cheesy, and it says life is worth living.
Okay.
Live, laugh, love.
Basically.
Live, laugh, demons.
Live, love, angels. Yeah. Alright. Then I guess... What do you guys do next? Oh, actually, we will... go switch over to Isorel. And think that you are doing for the day other than vigorously preparing your spells.
At some point, Isorel just kind of turns around and realizes that everybody's gone, and she's been like pondering over stuff for the past however long.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something I wanted to do. I have to find it. Yes, I will go to the general store.
Alrighty. You walk there. The Great Canopy is what it's called.
Yes.
And it's a large facility. Quite big mirrors. And a large double set door with quite a lot of traffic coming in and out of there. And you can see also a couple of carts stationed outside. But what do you wish to purchase?
I will buy 100 gold worth of incense.
All right. Go to the incense area there, and they have some more fancy incense, so you don't have to like literally take a burl up sack of incense and carry it around with you. I have these very fine grated incense made out of like special Azathian bark woods and ashes kind of put together to create very distinct Azathian smells. And so you can buy like a very fancy few boxes of these that are worth 100 gold.
Perfect. Oops, I added the gold instead of taking it away.
Cap. Wait, no. What's it called again? Money making. Business.
Yes, that is like when someone heals me and I take damage instead.
I mean, it is healing damage.
Yes. Alright, and then I'll go back to the tower and go to the observatory and sit down, whip out some of my new incense, take some, light it up, and just kind of cleanse the air around me. And for the very first time, Isorel is going to cast divination.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh man, already the DM is like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I gotta prepare for this now. All right.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Yes. Isorel is going to concentrate on the task that they have at hand, and hold on, I need the map. Where's the map? I'm the map. I'm the map.
I'm the map. I'm the map.
I'm the map. I'm the map.
I can just
Sorry.
put you guys on the maps if you.
Yes, I would like to have the Azathia map, please.
Now I have Dora the Explorer stuck in my head. Thank you.
My pleasure. Okay. I have to reread the wording on the spell to make sure that I do the correct thing. That's not it. Where is it?
Didn't even know Druid.
It is brand new. Thank you, 2024 rules.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, I was looking way too far. Here it is. Okay. Okay, I will concentrate on our journey to Undorn and ask is the Holy Blood Order going to intervene while we are in Undorn?
Okay. Could you just post a spell in the chat again so we can?
Yes,
read the
I
wording?
can. I will cast it so that it takes away my spell slot, and it will put it in chat.
So yeah, so it's basically like
Yeah.
foresight.
It is basically future foresight. It's pretty much the same goal, basically.
Got to know. Specific goal, event, or activity within the 7 days. Now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Man, this spell really is something that I always have to rack my brain. I
Yeah.
basically have to.
I was looking at my spells for the day, and I saw that I had that. I just now, like 5 minutes ago, discovered I had this spell. So like I couldn't even have told you, hey, by the way, I plan on doing this tonight, so you could prepare, because I was not prepared for it either.
I mean, you can't really prepare for divination spell because you would literally have to prepare the future for that. So no
Yeah.
worries. Just have to think for a second. It's in 7 days. If the Holy Blood Legion will interfere while you're in Undawn, was that the wording?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So, as you kind of light up this incense and it disappears in the air, you kind of get sucked into. It's gonna sound so weird, but you basically puff a fat blunt, is how I imagine this, where you take in the incense and your eyes roll back for a bit and you're kind of just ethereally in a forested area, a cove with a small lake passing by, sitting there almost as if you're meditating, and you see a deer approach from out of the forest that walks towards this small stream that is flowing in front of you. Kind of looks at you for a moment after it notices your presence. It then kind of stands up tall, and there you now notice its very proud crown of horns that it's carrying. A majestic creature, much like the one you encountered in the past. It kind of bows down, takes a sip of water, and it stands up and leaves again, after which you return back towards your normal place.
Okay. Isorel instantly feels a little bit better. Just there's a smidge of relief that can be felt in that very moment.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I just wonder where people are. So I just start pointing in every direction. Fiera, 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 and just send messages, which I know it's only 120 feet away, so I know that like
Yeah.
she's basically gonna be like a block away and be like, what? But yeah, I just start trying to figure out where they are.
Hmm.
And that's it.
Yeah. Kind of just turning circles. You see that like Sarah peeks from underneath, just like, what the hell is she doing this early in the morning? And then goes to do her own errands. Is Glamour actually there? I forgot if you poofed him away or not. I think he's still there, right?
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's at the tower.
Yeah, he probably walks up. It's like, oh Christ, I swear, why so much incense at once? Oh,
Oh,
achoo!
sorry. Phew. Let me. Sorry, I am learning new abilities, and yeah.
All right. Well, I hope it was worth it.
Yes, I feel much better with the task at hand. Yes, I'm feeling better.
Hmm. And how about
And yes.
your clothing?
Oh, what about my clothing?
How do you feel about them?
I feel very attached to my noble robes. They represent me, they represent my family, they represent everything that I am.
But hear me out. From the past, right? You've grown. You're stronger. You have new abilities.
Yes.
So how
Yes.
about just a teeny tiny glamorous touch up? Hey?
What do you have in mind?
Well, you know, I've gotten the gist. As a cat, what, how should we say it, your odor is. And with that, I mean that metaphorically, though also literally, because I'm a cat and I can smell quite well. You know, it's nature. It's
Yes.
leaves. It's way too much incense. It's, you know, something that is more akin to woods. So I have been taking the time to peruse through the Southern Great Woods while I was still in Delis Solis to, you know, gain some inspiration. You know? And I noticed as I passed by a lake, the glamour in the sparkling reflections of the sun within this lake. Ah, what a beauty to adore. And I thought at that very moment, with the scent of fresh, sweet, high storm water, the rustling leaves and the great branches and trees of the Southern Great Woods, would this not be something that represents my good friend Isorel Leafina, nobility challenging the world's greatest evil themselves? Should she not be befit with a dress that represents this very glamorous aspect of nature itself? And I said, yes, indeed. I should make this new piece of clothing for her. And I wish your permission to maybe borrow whatever you're wearing and have a turn, transform, ascend into the glamorous vision I had while taking a stroll within the woods.
I will change into my commoner's clothes, and I will give you my noble robes.
He kind of bows down. The little cat puts his head onto the floor and it's like, ah! Sense has found you. I am very so much thankful, and I promise you will not be disappointed.
Clever. You could never disappoint me.
You see a tear go down his eye. He's like, thank you. Means a lot. It means a lot.
Now, if you don't mind, I would like some intimacy to change. I know you're a cat now, but there is a line I wish not to cross.
That is completely fine. Place them just in the treasury. Yes, because it is a treasure to you, your clothing.
Great.
All right, and then he climbs down. And with that,
And Glamour runs to the pawn shop.
yes, he does. The other three, anything else from your side that you are going to do?
Smithy, I have it here somewhere. Burn back Smithy, is that right?
Yeah, the burnt bark.
Bark. What happened back? What the heck? Okay.
Yep. Can you
Yeah.
find them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go towards. It still seems to be. They're still in the process of opening the smith shop itself. You can see that the separated in two areas of one where the forge is and where things actually get smithed, and then one which is the store itself. But it seems like that the store is closed and that the forge is just being opened, doors open, and a few people are going in and out of it. Big sacks of coal are currently being transported inside. But you can see you've been here before, a male Vintra who is, half dwarf, half elf, but this individual has kind of inherited more of the dwarven genes. Very hefty forearms and big hands, smaller stature, but very kind of burning orangish brown beard that kind of goes down the front of his face, braided into a single knot. Who seems to be like kind of ordering in the workers who are transporting the coal.
Yeah. Guess I'll just do what I've done before and just cast Mage Hand, so it kind of goes in front of him and waves at him and then points at us.
Kind of looks at it, it's like, yeah, excuse me? Anything I can help you with?
Hopefully. We're looking for material.
Material. Alright.
Yeah, it's green. I think it's an ore. Malachite.
Malachite you're looking for. Christ's sake, alright. You from the military or what?
Hard to explain. We're actually kind of working with the Legion right now. And they kind of pointed us, well, they didn't really point us anywhere. They just said we have to find it ourselves because they don't have it on hand. So, you're the only smithy we know in town?
Well, it's because I'm the only one, but
Okay, yeah.
so you wish to what? Just buy the raw ore, or what are you hearing? What are you trying to do?
I look at Eirik, just...
Yeah, yes. It's basically just I don't want to say an experiment, but we kind of have our own plans to try to craft a few things, and this just seems like a decent starting material for us. So, we kind of want to just take it on ourselves and work with it however we can.
Well, alright. Well, if you wish to purchase this, unfortunately, I don't got any on hand right now, or ever actually. Material, I do not know if you know, since you're from, but not from the military, it's reserved for the military, so I will have to pay
We've been told.
premium price to get me hands on that, and I do not have a lot of folks coming by asking for it, so it's not really worth the money. Not for me, at least. So if the barracks don't have it, I definitely don't have it. Might have to find a other city that is has more prominent forges.
Right.
Or has a octave battalion stationed there.
Would you know... We're heading to Dallas Solace. Do you know if they're... Because they work a bit differently there with the outside scouts and the inside guards. Do you know if they have their own reserves?
Oh, no, I don't think they solely sees any malachites, to be quite honest. It's, I say, usually reserved for more prominent military presences. Probably where you could maybe get some that's closest by is either the two port villages up north, Port Imazas or Port Severin, because a local trader or merchant that is exporting it out to Collis might potentially have some, though that is completely lucky if you do manage to find one. But best bet is usually Corsar is most of where all of Malachite goes to. It's also where most of the fortresses are.
That's so far away. Okay. But there's a chance that the barracks in town may have some they're willing to sell.
Potentially. And if you're not so... if you do not need the pure ore, probably have some, what's it called, already processed ore of malachite.
I mean, we can try to make it work, Fira.
It sounds like if we don't get it here, we probably won't get it anytime soon. Do you mind if I'm talking to the half dwarf man? Yeah. Do you mind if I cast a quick spell?
Well, heavily depends on what it is. Please no fireballs inside my workshop.
It'll just help me point the direction of the nearest malachite if there's any nearby.
Ah, sure. Please go ahead.
Okay, then I'll just do locate object, malachite, and see what happens.
Okay. Yeah. Name an object. Describe a name that's familiar to you.
I guess malachite, or if I'm looking for an object rather than a thing.
Yeah, because just because there's a difference between just the raw ore versus it has already been processed into a magical item, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to get the nearest belt buckle.
Yeah, exactly.
Or guard,
Yeah.
If you're smart enough to look for the ore specifically.
Yeah. Pings out, but you don't get anything within at least 1,000 feet of you. You're not close to the barracks, by the way, so you...
Right. I just wanted to make sure this guy didn't have a hidden stash.
Oh, yeah. No. Doesn't seem like it.
Specifically. Okay. Well, can you point us to the barracks, I guess? What are they called in the city?
The barracks? Well, there's either one you can find, what is it called? Let me look up me. I don't often do, but go there. But the Great Root Military Precinct is the Elven Barracks, and you might have luck finding something there. Otherwise, maybe some of the Crusaders and the Holy Defense Crown might also have it. Though I think they get their resources sourced from Canaan, and they usually prefer platinum as their main material.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll try the barracks. Thank you so much for the info.
No problem. Good luck in finding some malachite.
Okay, off to the barracks as we stroll the city.
I really hesitate asking directly from the military.
Because?
Well, like I said, from what happened yesterday, they're all a little bit suspicious of us. So if we start going in there and being like, hey, can we have all of your secret fancy materials?
I believe the Legion saw us. Which is separate from the military.
I don't know.
But if you don't like it, we can just wait till later time. I mean, eventually we're going to head toward Krazar, I'm sure. If I open my teleportation map... Yeah, it's on there. Souvenir. We're never going to teleport there. Anytime soon.
I don't know. Just given the state that we're in, I don't want to be...
I think that's fine.
Going shopping at a store is one thing. Talking to people who just do work is one thing, but going deeper, I don't want to start opening up that can of worms right now.
It's like a hard thing to find. Okay, no, that's fine. We do have more important things to do, like intel solace and get some research done and plans to prepare. I also have a half dozen spell scrolls I really need to get into.
Okie dokie.
Okay, let's go meet up with Azrael, Sarah, Glamour, and Gus.
Very important.
So on our way back, I just want to clarify: is Jade still wearing the mask after the night?
I would have taken it off when we went out into public.
Okay. I just wanted to pull, as we're walking back, I'll just pull Jade back a little bit, and I just want to say, yesterday, thanks for jumping in and helping, because that was about to end terribly.
I couldn't just leave you to fend for yourself. I mean, you're a part of our team.
Just given what I sort of postured at everybody, I kind of made it seem like I'd be able to handle it, and clearly I didn't. So I really appreciate you, like, you know, paying attention and realizing that I needed the help.
Of course, you're part of our group. I mean, I don't know you that well, but I consider you a friend, and I wouldn't let any friend perish trying to help the greater good. I've lost too many people in my life. I can't afford to lose anyone else.
Yeah, and same, I guess, different capacities, I suppose. But speaking of friends, I just wanted to specifically tell you or say to you, the whole dragon thing going on with me, I didn't ask for it. And I don't know how you're taking it. The fact that, you know, not only am I a, you know, gestures to my body, but talking with one, I want you to know that I'm not doing it. Like, I haven't searched this out. So I understand if you're like scared of the fact that, you know, dragons are kind of becoming part of our group in a way. It's not what I'm intending to do.
That really means a lot to me. I do have concerns. Like, I don't know your full extent of what this dragon thing is with you, but something was controlling the dragon that attacked my home. It could have been a summon, but either way, somebody was controlling it. So I worry that, I'm not saying this is going to happen to you, it's just my own worries, that this thing will at some point take over your mind.
Yeah, that I had a wild night last night. It spoke to me again, and it was not necessarily like trying to take over my mind, but the things it's telling me is it's really trying to, it seems like it's really trying to control me, which I kind of understand. It's kind of giving me its powers, so it wants to control me, but I don't want it to. But I also kind of want the power still, because it's clearly helping.
I understand doing anything for power. I get that. Just be careful. If there's anything that I can do to help, just let me know.
I mean, if it's a matter of keeping tabs on how my mind is, maybe every time or any time I have an interaction with him, I'll just tell you about it so that you can keep track of it.
I appreciate that. And with kind of honesty, I kind of told Fiera a little bit about it before, but news about this weapon is a lot worse than we thought. As you know, my powers come from my family, and they are currently warring with whatever this thing is. I worry that if they lose, I also lose because my shadow itself is involved as well. I don't know what's going to happen to me with this weapon. Bear's trying to figure stuff out, but maybe somehow Ira can do his genius thing and figure it out too.
Yeah. If my mind wasn't already taken up by another being, I might be a little bit more intrigued in figuring out what's going on with a possessed weapon, but right now I'm not looking to open up a possible other mind control thing. I'll help. I can help you. I'll brainstorm and I'll, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, so this mask, and I just kind of pull it out, was a sign from my ancestors and my shadow to use it to help protect myself.
But it's a dragon.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's connected somehow to what happened to my family. I don't know much of anything. I just know that this is what the sign was to protect myself with. Or it could be a trick. I don't know, but I gotta believe.
Is there any similarity, Jack, between Tolvar and the dragon represented on the mask?
No. It's not even close.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess we just have to keep track of each other and make sure nothing catches any of us by surprise.
We're gonna help each other. We're gonna make sure that we survive this.
Yep. What are you planning to do without the weapon?
That's the hard part. I have this, and then I just pull out my little tiny hand axe. This can kind of work for now. I don't want to use this long term because it doesn't give me as much benefits as my actual axe. But it'll work for now.
Well, I guess if there's anything we can help you find or, do that will, make things better for you. I think you're a little bit better than a hand axe. Let's just put it that way.
Well, thank you. I would hope so. I've worked really hard on this, on my skills.
Would you want me to try to take a look at it and see if there's anything we can, modify or do anything to help you, or do you want to just straight up go and find something else?
If you can do something with this, that would be awesome.
I don't know if I can. It's not. I'd have to, take some time, but kind of making things obviously is what I'm still interested in doing, and if it's something that's going to be able to help people that can do good with it, then great.
The positive is, while you're working with that, I do have my Eldritch Blast. I can do a lot of damage with that. I haven't really done a lot with my magic. I'm a hitty person. So, I mean, I can use those tools that I have available as well.
Well, as long as you still have something, because this kind of, I'll just like flick it up in the air with my finger. Like, it's not really gonna, it's not gonna suffice, I don't think.
You're right, it's not as great, but maybe it'll buy us some time. Where we're going, maybe they have like a priest or somebody there that can help get rid of curses. I don't know. I don't know if that's what this is, but maybe.
Anything's possible, I suppose. Walking around asking to have a curse removed from a weapon probably isn't a very, smart thing to do.
Probably not. But it doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah. I guess with Fiera's new concern about being skeptical of our only potential source of, safety, it's kind of hard to know where to go.
I feel like nowhere's safe anymore.
Yeah. Not even our own Mayans. Oh well. We'll figure it out.
Yes.
Then, before we move onward, I have to really pee again. I'm really sorry for drinking so much tea. So we'll be back real quick. And we're back. And with that, I think, has everyone completed their errands, or does someone still want to do something? And oh my god, Greg, what have you done? What have you done?
Sorry, I thought I was muted.
What have you
Oh
done?
my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is
man.
perhaps a picture of Nicolas Cage that he may have sent within
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Our local Discord.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm in a mood, guys. I'm sorry.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Let's get to Dilith Solus.
Yeah. Yep. I think we're all set.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Then how do you wish to get there, I guess?
Oh, I guess I could cast it. Spell slot 50 ink, or we can just use the normal means. I'm a wizard. I'll send us there. That's what I do. So yeah, I'll prep the teleport circle. Technically, I don't know if I want to get in trouble right now. He's not like a familiar, right? You can't just poof him away.
I can. And then I can just resummon him.
Maybe do that this time.
I'll go over to Cthulhu, give him some pats, and be like, "Hey, buddy, you gotta go for now."
Very well, on your command.
Right?
And he just kind of merges in with your shadow. Just kind of gets sucked in.
Well, that's convenient. Okay, here we go. I'll just wave away the tower. Start making the circle around me. And when it's just about to complete, if everyone's ready, in the circle, and here we go.
Let's go.
All right.
Alright, who's that? You all vanish away. Once again, feels like you're all doing a backflip as your stomach just turns, and then you appear as you see the lights of the wall dim heavily as the arcane magic powers dissipate into the ether, as you once again find yourselves in a small enclosed room that you have been before of the Inquisition chambers. And yeah, what do you do? I guess you just walk out.
Yep, like we own the place.
Yeah, you kind of open the doors and you can see there's a staircase that leads upwards with all of the other chambers in separated rooms. As you kind of walk up, you see a Inquisitor kind of standing at like the exit door that leads out of the kind of teleportation room chamber, I guess. And then he kind of eyes you up and down, and you can see he's a male drow, quite tall, probably around like 6'2", or which like 2 meters 10, something like that. So quite tall, very dark skin, but kind of beautifully combed back, white hair, but side cut. Has kind of got a scar that goes down to the side underneath his right eye. And yeah, he kind of sees you up there and kind of just nods and says, "Ah, hello. I see 4 non-inquisitors have arrived."
Well, your eyes don't deceive you.
Sure hope they don't. Names, please.
Fate Weavers.
So I presume that makes up Fiera, Eirik, Jade, and Isoel. But I count 5 people walking amongst you right now.
Yes. This is Sarah. She's been traveling with us lately. She's been helping us out with some various little problems we've had.
Hello. Interesting addition to the group. Well, I've been informed about your arrival, and we have negotiated a bit with the High Cleric to allow you temporary use while you are in service with the High Cleric. And in the meantime, you can use this however. We have strict rules. I believe you had an Inquisitor with you once.
Yes.
The reason why we
Arya Einstein.
Ah, yes, that was the name. But the reason we only allow Inquisitors within our circles is because they have a mark which allow us to track who and when people travel through here. Something which none of you now possess.
Are you sure about that? And I take Arya's ring out.
And he's like, the Inquisition tattoo is what I'm referring to.
Okay.
That is one half of the mark that is needed to become an Inquisitor. But please keep that ring, for that will be useful for you, since one of you can now decide to receive this temporary mark.
Yep. I'll do it. Yep. In honor of Arya.
Alright. Then, as long as you're being accompanied by Isoel, you shall be able to use this teleportation circle until the agreement with the High Cleric ends. No further questions?
Oh,
Can we go?
Yeah, that's about it.
Well, you have to receive your mark first.
I'll go with my hand, and I deliberately choose the one that is missing a finger.
Yep. He goes there, and you can see he takes out of his side a stamp that he places onto your hand, and you can see there's like this kind of piston-like contraption on the top that he presses down, and you feel like a quick pulse that kind of goes through your entire hand. And each of you can see like a flash of bright light that kind of passes through her hands and even goes down into the floor, and then a bit of steam comes out. It burns a little bit. I saw you guys like, ow, and then he takes it away, and then on there you can see the Inquisition emblem is now imprinted on your finger, but it fades slowly as the steam is kind of going away until it's not visible anymore. There you go. This will last for at least one boss. You're free to go.
Thank you. Goodbye. And I start walking out.
All right. So you'll make your way out. Sarah cooks like a little bit like out of place. It's like, okay. And you...
That was a really cool tool.
The very minute we're out of the Inquisition, like, building area thing, like, Iserel's demeanor just completely changes, and she's like,
Oh. Yeah, you okay? You did pretty well back there.
I want to burn every single last one of them alive because they are the reason Arya is dead. But also, they are the reason why Arya could protect me for so long. So I also don't want to burn them alive. And I'm very conflicted, and I have not dealt with my feelings since Arya's death. And I don't want to talk about it anymore, so let's go.
Very well. Okay, yeah. Let's head to the spot where I can plunk down the tower and we can get to work for a couple days.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, now you basically have kind of 5 days of downtime. And so this doesn't result in 20 sessions as it usually does.
Oh, we can do that, Jack.
Let's go. Let's do it.
We are gonna just do an old classic fashion way where one by one we're just gonna go over
Shopping montage.
Exactly, a shopping montage. So you can just basically tell me what you should do, and then we just go over whether either they have the things you look for. If you're doing research, just a couple of rolls, and then yeah, we kind of go over each day until all is complete. So yeah,
First thing first, I need to borrow money from the tower.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what we
Oh,
can.
yeah. How much?
Like 200 gold.
Oh,
It's not much. I know, but I feel
I'll open the chest and give you 800.
okay. Okay.
Just, it's fine.
Okay. Okay.
We have so much in there, and we're gonna
Okay.
probably get more. Oh,
Okay. Right. We need to deal with that thing quest that ended in me getting kidnapped.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly.
First point of order.
right. Should we do that first? Get our
paid.
thing for the quest we took, and whatever reward for the named beast, the huntsman. I think it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
Yeah. So let's do that first.
is the
'cause
second
that could affect things.
thing I wanted to say. Unless you want to like kind of roleplay it out, I will just say that you will receive a reward. Unless you want to talk
Yep,
with
that's-
the archdruid. Like, unless you want to ask him like certain questions or stuff like that.
I don't have anything except maybe a little bit of awe. Like Iserel's like, yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah,
Yeah, let me thank him, but I don't have any specific questions either.
yeah, no.
So
Okay.
he's on our good friend list, and he might do his ending later.
Okay. Yeah, then you would receive a reward, including the one you have accomplished, of 10,000 of killing the demon and getting the wares back in total for them. That Jarvan put in a good word in the military was. Then Fine was giving you some extra gold for doing that for them. So you can add 10,000 gold to your treasury, however you wish to split that up.
Let's do it the easy way. 2,000 to everyone, 2,000 to the treasury.
Absolutely. Totally fine.
Alright, then our favorite part begins, which is you can all tell me what you wish to do on day 1 in Dallas. Zolas, actually, I should put you guys on the map again. Just vibes. The vibes. Home, sweet home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should we roll for it? So you goes first.
Sure, yeah. You can go for it.
Okay.
Oh,
Roll initiative.
Initiative? Okay.
what?
Don't beat me, I dare you.
Yeah, you just. Wow. Wow. Abusing the system.
Oh, what's happened to the map?
It got cut off. That's why I'm like expanding. Okay, now the whole map is in. 19. Goddamn. It's a 20 with a plus 2. Oh! Oh! Holy shit!
Wow.
Jade?
Wow.
It's going.
Jade?
Whoa! Whoa! Holy shit! Yo! Yo!
Okay.
Yo!
All right. Good job.
Yo!
What?
That's crazy.
Matt's
That
done.
is crazy. That is insane. Hey, you know what?
We lost Matt.
You know what? You know what? You get it's the fate of the entire universe has shifted. Because you have 2 dirty 20s back to back to back. You get 2,000 extra gold from the guards because they're like, you did a great job.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, but that's
Should we
insane.
just add it to the treasury for now?
Yeah, let's add
500
it to.
each.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll add it to the treasury for now.
Okay.
I'll add it to the treasury for now.
Yeah, I think Matt can still hear us because he has Bluetooth earphones. So, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, now you 3 can roll again to determine who of you 3 goes first.
Oh,
If we
boy,
get
here we go.
another round or of naturals.
You get 20,000.
Oh
Okay,
my gosh.
it's good
Fixed
work.
it.
Okay, hold on. I'm coming up. Yeah, notice.
Get a 12. Get a 12.
Oh, a
Yeah.
19.
Yeah.
Then I guess it is you, Isoel, who is blessed this day. What
Yes.
do you do on day 1?
I'm going to inquire with Fashina if she has my item that I've requested.
Okay. And just to refresh everyone's memory, what did you ask Vishina again to get you?
I asked her if she had some sort of effigy or statue or sculpture or anything that had a dragon represented on it, and it had to be worth 500 gold.
500 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go back to Vashina, and actually, this we could actually roleplay out because it's kind of important. You go towards her chambers again. She has kind of secluded herself here for the most part and is doing her research, since well, she can't return to Zonania, obviously. And she says, "Well, I did not had one ready at hand, but I was confident in believing that if I returned back to the ruins, since we haven't really looked on the outside, I might be able to find something. And
Oh.
it is in your luck. I have indeed had to kill a demon on my way there, so I did enlisted some other sellswords for help, so I wasn't alone, but I present to you." And then she takes out this very old, chipped, kind of wooden carving of what seems to be like a sort of drake. It doesn't really have wings, but it represents kind of this draconic creature that is but made out of vines and roots and bark and stuff like that. So very much like Azorvarus, the dragon that you summoned. Like, it has a very natural exterior and doesn't look like a lizard or anything like that.
Yeah.
And she says, "Yes, indeed, after doing some digging, I managed to uncover this. I hope it meets your requirements."
It absolutely does. And please, I take out, I had pre-made a little pouch here for your trouble. I give her the 500 gold. It's more than deserved. I honestly very much appreciate it. It's going to help us in the long run. Hopefully, I don't know if I have mentioned to you why I needed this.
Yes, I was curious. You just kind of left me
Yes.
hanging there, which is what I also was.
I did. I have learned to harness the I need
Notes. People.
notes. I need the notes. Here. Yes. I learned how to I came upon a scroll. I believe you were there when we found the scroll, and I've
Yes.
studied it, and we've actually used it during our travels to hell. And I've learned to trust Mirax, and with this, I will be able to call him upon to help me now, basically. I sincerely hope that I will never have to do it on this plane. But if the time comes where we need some help from our predecessors, then I'll be ready.
I have no doubt that they will definitely prove to be strong allies. I mean, dragons were considered the most powerful creatures for a long time.
Yes.
Quite the find. Well, I am happy that I could help you in any way, and I am also confident that helping you and your group is also helping the greater cause.
We are going into another kind of a hotspot. We're going to be making our way to Undorn in a few days. So hopefully everything goes well, and I come back with even more fightings for you. That could be helpful.
Yes, please. I'm still very much curious about the things that are being found within the world right now, and I'm also planning on maybe doing some own expeditions myself. There are still many things to be learned.
That very much is true. Well, be on the lookout for my birds. They might come bearing news to you.
Alright, I most definitely will. Safe travels, Azathia.
And to you too, Vashina. And I'll leave and go on about my day. That's pretty much all I needed.
Oh, kid.
I have all my components.
Nice components collected. Then,
Yes.
Jade, what are your plans for the day?
I don't really know. Jade's just like ready to like get things going. She should probably find a secondary weapon. They may not have very many options here. I should have done that last town. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna kind of like hang out and maybe try to find like a church or something here. I'm sure there's a church here. Not like a big one, but like a small one.
In fact, no, actually, Delasol is one of the few cities that doesn't have a church. But if you do looking for weapons, I think you guys also get, there's a weapon store that you always go to. The magic store here is a magical weapons store, and they do sell normal weapons as well.
Oh, okay, so I'll go there.
Yeah, they have like all base weapons, and also kind of some minor magically enchanted, basically +1 weapons. So they have long swords, they have short swords, they have scimitars, they have battle axes, they have great axes, and so on and so forth. So
I'm gonna look for a battle axe.
a battle axe, do you want a normal one or a magically enchanted one?
Let me see if I had the spell prepared, because that'll determine. Sorry, now for the life of me, I can't remember what the name of the spell is. Thankfully, my list isn't that long.
Mm-hmm.
I do have the spell prepared, so no, I don't need a +1. So I just need just a regular battle axe.
Alrighty. Then battle axe or a great axe?
Battle axe.
Okay. Let me just see the cost again, unless you know it off.
I do not.
A battle axe would only go you 15 gold pieces.
15 gold. Got it.
Okay, then if that is all,
Yeah, that's all I can think of right now.
then we switch over to Iwick.
I would ask Fiera, how much does it cost to tether something to the tower?
It depends on the size, as we've learned. Generally, it's about 100 gold.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wanted to tether my earth chrysalis to the tower so I don't have to carry it around in the bag of holding.
I would probably look for like a box or something to put it in, so I can just, so it's not just like on the ground. But yeah, that's doable.
Yeah, I can.
Or we could put it in chests too. It might be easiest.
Yeah, I mean, I really just want to get rid of it and not have to carry it around on me. Also, the bag of holding just has a bunch of just junk in it now, so I don't really need it.
I don't want your junk in the tower.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying. No. I'm not saying put my junk in the tower. I'm saying I don't want the bag of holding anymore, so I can just get rid of the whatever junk I have left, and I don't know, try to sell it and get a couple gold for some stuff. But I figure I can probably use one of my infusion slots better if I didn't have the bag of holding.
Yeah, I mean it's your bag. You can do what you want with it, and Azrael has one.
Yeah, if she has one. We're not exactly going treasure hunting that frequently, so we're not finding a whole bunch of stuff really that I think warrants 2 bags of holding. Yeah. I just feel like I could do more if I didn't have it as one of my infusions. That's all.
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. Whatever you're more comfortable with. Sure. Yeah, I can take the chrysalis and I'll add to the tower.
Whatever that would cost you to do, I'll just give it to you.
Speaking of my bag of holding, there's some stuff in there.
Some sensitive stuff, yes.
What should we do with it? Do we put it in the tower? Do we also
Oh boy, that's a good question.
Jade, your chainmail.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was in there.
Got some big holding.
We just put it in the
Do
tower?
you have a better armor now?
Yes, I do, but I don't want to sell it in case something happens to this one and I need a backup.
Okay. Give me a couple days to think about the sensitive items, because I do plan to do some research.
Oh, of course. I'm not saying I want to dump my bag of holding because I can use it better or something. Ha ha ha! And I kind of poke at Eirik.
Okay. Yeah, we'll come up with a concrete plan by the end of the week.
There is still plenty of space in there. It's not a matter of I'm running out of space. Just thought I would bring it up now that we're not running or pressed for time and we have a few days.
Okay. Well, good thing to think about.
Good.
I'll add the earth crystals to the tower then, for now.
Okie dokie. Then, anything else you want to do, Eric?
Yeah, so that being said, I would like to just go to I guess just a general store or whatever, and I'm gonna try to sell off a bunch of the stuff that I had in my bag of holding, just to see if I can get any spare change for it.
Mm.
I would like to sell. I have the things that might get some money are a tiny little step ladder, like a folding step ladder. I had a couple syringes. Here's the last. I have, oh yeah, the step ladder, syringes. Oh yeah, and a little like a scale with the two little bowls on it that you weigh things out in. So I'd like to see it. None of them are fancy or magical or anything. It just those are the things that would actually get a tiny little bit of money.
Yeah. Just roll a persuasion check. Roll a d6. Get 2 gold.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool. Yeah, and then I guess, do I have to wait until the morning to break the infusion, or can I do that now?
I think it's just on the west, right? You can do that with it.
I'll keep the bag of holding as is for now, and then I'll just play around with my infusions on the next rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. That it?
I'm good until somebody else wants to go to the archives, because I don't want to go alone.
Yeah, that's kind
That's
of
why I plan to go.
That's what I assume why you're here, right? Then I guess we get to Fiera.
Cool. Yeah, pretty simple. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna go straight to the archive once the tower's up, and I have the anti-divination stuff up.
Yep. All.
So it's what, like afternoon, early afternoon?
Probably. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna spend. Guess I'll probably split it into 2 because I don't know where I'm gonna find this. Let me open my god list to make sure I have this right. Yeah, okay. So I'll probably go to the 8th level first. Spend like 4 hours there to see if I find anything. For the Dracolith god Bahamut.
Oh my god. Okay. Getting real deep in the 8th layer, you say.
I'm gonna start there. 4 hours. Just to see if I find anything.
How many hours did you say?
4.
4 hours. Okay, then roll an investigation check.
Wait. Whoa.
27. Dang. All right. I guess I have to switch to the. You greet O'Toole, who's happy to see you, gives you the necklace, and you go down, as they say. They don't, but you do that. As you was in the library and searching there, you you don't find much about, like there's not much information about these ancient beings, gods, things, whatever they are. However, you do manage to find a few mentions of Bahamut, often referred to less than like a personal being. So it isn't said like, oh, Bahamut did this, Bahamut did that. It seems almost more like a force of nature is how he's often kind of put into context. That like there's often like psalms or stuff like that of ancient draconic teachings that always say that when something is done, either like a blessing is casted upon the lands of those who have been faithful to a specific teaching, or that the kind of earthquakes in the wrath that kind of resembles the wars of Bahamut. It's always like in this kind of vein that this name is mentioned. And it usually is in the context of greater draconic practices that this name always comes up in. That there's a kind of the one where you get the most specific information is about an old teaching of something that is called Valkyrianism, which is an ancient draconic religion. And it is believed that they wish to kind of achieve something or a state of mind, and they sometimes refer to it in weird ways to Bahamut, or it is like said that Bahamut looks down upon them if the state is achieved. So in this very weird, vague context of this ancient religious text is where you find this name.
Interesting. Does it give like a location where that's was practiced?
It's no, not really. It's really like old texts that seem to be more like teachings more than anything.
Teachings. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a tough one. Toughy. These gods that haven't existed. Okay. What do I do with that? Good question. Okay. I guess another 4 hours. This time for Sardior, the other Dracolith god.
Okay. Yep. Go roll that. Investigation check. 14. Yeah, you find literally nothing.
Nothing.
Of Sardior.
That makes sense.
No mention at all.
Okay. Well, but the rest of the time I have in the day, I'll go to the 9th and greet the other O'Toole and let him know I'm looking for information about the old Dracolith gods, Bahamut, Tiamat, and Sardior, and what side of the war they were on against the Divine.
Okie dokie. Then and just make another investigation check as he kind of points you out.
And I look at no magic, right?
Yeah, no magic.
Okay. All right. Oh, what about inspiration? Inspiration is not magic, right?
No, inspiration you can use.
Okay. I'll use it if it's too low here. 20. Can I do higher? I think I'll use my inspiration. What else am I using on? I want information on this.
Okay.
For reasons
Ooh,
too higher.
22. Well, pretty good. There, as you're kind of going through the old scriptures of Zephyrus himself, There is not much about the War of the First Sin, and it seems like there are like just not many remnants of it. You can see like one documentation of it seems like notes probably taken from Zephyrus, where he like was looking at some old ruins that has a very distinctive obeliscan architecture that he found deep underground somewhere, and that it's like super ancient, and it is so old that most of the things that resided within this ruin have long decayed, and only this very vaguely shaped obelisk is what remains that points it to probably an age before. And he's estimating a timeline of probably 5,000 plus years, maybe even 10,000 of when this has happened.
Sure.
So it's really, really, really old. However, you do find a notes about Dracula's names of Bahamut, Zadior, and Tiamat. All three of them listed inside. And you see a note that you see a sketch even inside that one-to-one resembles the archway that you saw that is sketched inside one of his notebooks.
Oh.
And you see that probably he or someone he knows has also been able to get to hell and has sketched this archway. And he kind of, in like notes, writes "True Gods?" Question mark and stuff like. And it resembles very much your own notes that you kind of taken about these things. And a small section of notes underneath it is that these were generals of a war long past that fought in the name of the Creator against the sinners. And then he writes underneath, though names are missing.
So the context is this person's notes, he's saying all three were generals against the sinners in the war?
Yes.
Odd. Then why is Tiamat in hell? Ah, boy. Okay. Interesting. Okay. And I forgot, but I'll introduce Sarah to O'Toole and basically, vouch for her to gain access to the library or start earning access to the library, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you can roll a persuasion check.
Does she give me advantage if I give her the opportunity to introduce who she is, what she's about, that she's nice and won't use magic? Because I warned her about that.
Sure. I was thinking about
Yes.
giving you advantage anyways. I was like,
Okay.
should I? I was like, it gives me a good reason.
Oh,
20.
Thank God.
Yes, she gains access, not all the way down, obviously. She is a random, but she gains access up until the silver layer, is what you manage to open for her.
With opportunity to go higher if I don't know if she is good over a certain period of time, or I don't know how that works.
Potentially, if she proves to be useful.
Okay, that's a start.
Yep.
Okay, then after my research, I guess I'll wait for Eirik at the exit because I just want to talk to him briefly at the end of the day.
Okay.
I guess we can do that now or later.
I guess now, since I wanted to go to the archives, it seems like anyway, so.
Perfect. So I know you've been having a hard time. I may
It's
have a
noticeable,
solution
eh?
for you. A little bit. But I may have a solution for you if you're up for it. Meditation. Just a little bit before bed. I think it will help quite a bit.
Hmm. Yeah, see, the last time I tried to meditate,
This will be guided meditation with my help and my supervision and a little
okay,
bit of magic.
I'm not opposed.
I just think you need time to process things, time to figure things out. And that's one thing I can give you.
Well, you're
I'm
damn
the
right,
therapist.
because Jesus, we're doing a lot.
Yeah. It's just something to try.
If you think it's something that could help, I mean,
Sure.
I'm willing to try it, as long as it's not gonna, like, cause harm or anything.
No. That would not be my intent. I would be surprised.
You're not gonna poof me out of existence.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Well, when you're done researching, find me in the tower.
Great.
Okay, I guess switch to Eric immediately. Is there anything you would like to research?
Yes. I would like to spend 2 hours in ancient history in the gold level, trying to find anything about Tolvar.
Okay. Very nice. Yeah. Can make an investigation check. There's 17.
Throw a +5 because I
Genius.
need it.
Yes, you go down digging deep, and you do find an excerpt in a book about the countries of Ilianus, which is the name of the continent, or what the continent used to be called back in the Dutonic age that you are on right now. And there was obviously the Empire of Fire, Kalor, and the capital city, Kelador, which was protected by 8 infernal Obex keepers. One of which is Tolvar, Lord of Burning Ash. And you can see that these were these were great dranks, 8 great dranks that have received a blessing from the Fire Dominator himself, and that blessing was the Inevectus Archfire Spark. And what that allowed these dranks to do is to wield flames that burned with more ferocity than, your normal flame would. And can read more, and that the main purpose was kind of guarding something within the volcano of Kelador. And that's kind of all you read about him specifically, and that he used to be a very revered dragon within his age as a protector of Kelador and Kalor.
Okay. I will then spend 2 more hours. No, sorry. I'll spend 3 hours in the silver section in the unpublished books area, looking to see if anybody's written about accounts of being like one of Tolvar's chosen people. Like
Okay.
if there's any accounts of people having been going through what I'm going through specifically.
Yeah. Make an investigation check. Yeah, you're reading through all of the books, just looking at specifically journals, because probably someone who experienced the same might have journaled what they've been going through. But going through all of these books, there's not one single mention of Tolva or any related effects with him specifically, at least. You find journals about other people who showed symptoms of like scaling, but it was more like, you know, they didn't know why, just kind of happened, and then that's kind of the extent of those journals, and then they just end.
Okay. And then the last 3 hours, I'm going to go up to bronze. I'm going to go to the geography section, and I want to learn everything I can about Undorn and potentially the Lazarus Cave nearby.
Okay. Yes, then make an investigation check. 21.
Plus 5 to that because I want to pump that up.
Okay, 25.
6.
Oh, 26, yeah. You go up there and you look and you find, you know, the general geographical nature of the surroundings of Undorn, and it's a somewhat hilly area, but it is mainly still flatted, and it is extremely windy there. It is known for high gusts of winds that streak across the entire area, and there's like no geographical significance mentioned in any of these books. It has pretty good fertile land. It's good for growing crops and stuff like that. But other than that, there's nothing that jumps out to you of being important. And as you search for the Lazula Cave, you do find like notes that a famous cave that has been named after a what's it called again? A holy figure, Lazula. And other than that, it's a cave. In fact, what you get with a 26 is there's a surprising lack of information about the inside or anything about the cave. It's like, it just says it's a cave, and you're like, okay. You're expecting like it to continue, like, well, is it like a deep cave? Does it go anywhere? No, there is nothing.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. And I guess that then concludes your research. Then I guess I saw Jay, if you also want to dig in, you can do too, or are you spent for the day?
Yeah, I wanted to go into the 7th layer as well to try to find like journals of people talking about how their weapons had kind of waged war with them or like started taking control. Probably spend 4 hours doing that because let's be honest, Jade's not very good at researching things.
Yeah, all right. So investigation check.
I'm gonna give him oh, I can't. All right, oh, it's actually not bad.
15. You go down there and you do find a decent section about like cursed weapons. These are like extremely uncommon. They do exist. Of like foul mages who tampered with equipment, weapons, and stuff like that. There's not a mention of like internal warring specifically or per se, but there's mention of, you know, the That there are different types of how a weapon can be bound to a person involuntarily. So, which is what happened in your case. It's either it's a magical curse that is binding it to you, or that there is some other outside interference that is binding you two together. So what I mean with two different is either it comes from the weapon itself, or something from the outside has cursed you and the weapon together. And you presume just from your experience that it probably whatever magic is binding you by this sword is coming from the weapon itself. And that there are many clerics who are willing to break these curses. But there have been cases where weapons or things have been found where the curse was even too great for your normal cleric to kind of break. And then you have to seek specifically whatever magics is in play there to kind of have it get broken, kind of find out the nature of whatever the curse that is. And the other thing that you found is that the curse itself kind of roots itself within you and then is a part of you, and that's the nature of the curse, is because the weapon becomes a part of you. So there's no distinguishable difference between you or the weapon, because you're now kind of sharing a common bond, which is why it's so dangerous, these cursed weapons, because if you aren't careful and the bond isn't, you know, removed safely, it could also break a part of you because you are now part of the weapon.
Oh, lovely. So yeah, so after I do that, then I would want to spend a couple hours. I would go up to, I think it would be under political, and try to find information about the guy who gave it to me. I just wrote his name down. Where did I write it down? If you will give it to me. Alberton Marxus Haroldson.
All right. That's the light commander.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that would be under 2 history political.
It's your guess to make.
Yeah, we're gonna go there.
Okay. Then make an investigation check. 7. Name doesn't pop up anywhere. Unfortunately, you're like kind of looking around. Wait, actually, how many hours do you spend?
2.
2. Yeah, no, you kind of go through all of the ledgers and stuff like that, but Saint Albertine isn't mentioned in any of them.
Alright, I would try to go find Izarel.
Okay, and then we go to Heuser.
Yes. Yeah, I would probably spend a few hours researching as well. I'm going a complete different way. I am going to be... I'm gonna go to the 8th layer. And I'm going to make some research on Sylvis the Lightkeeper, and more specifically his last sightings. Like, when was he last seen on the continent?
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many hours do you wish to spend that?
Probably until someone wakes me up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Like, at some point, someone is going to start looking for me because I've been there, like, for a while.
alright, then make an investigation check. I'll even give you advantage since you're staying so damn long there.
Okay.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. If ever a natural 20 was needed.
I mean, just to be clear, I got an 18 and a natural 20, so I rolled great. Even if I didn't have advantage, I still had a pretty good roll.
Yep. Yes. Okay, so you're kind of delving around there looking for silvers, and you are having a hard time trying to find the name itself even. You do find a few notes and books and scraps of just notes taken from other people that kind of say that there used to be, or that there's references of a great, how should we call it, figure that represented nature itself, but in a more primal version of it. So it's like the kind of essence of nature and life encapsulated within a being, and specifically the force to kind of not only bring about life but also take it at the same time, you know, like all essences of nature within like one being. And then you notice like this is probably more intense than you expected it, and so you have to probably go to the 9th Slayer if you want to find anything more, because the silver thing guy, creature, whatever it is, probably even more ancient, and you wouldn't find anything in the 8th Slayer. That's what your natural 20 does for you. And so you go into the 9th Slayer, and Otto just kind of shows you to one of the correct room you wish to go to, that talks about outer planar beings. And there you also find the astral image of a planet called Gena, that is also the gateway to hell, or is hell. And that it is protected by a kind of magical barrier that doesn't allow anyone to get out of it, and this barrier is created by the 7 elemental moons, each of which goes to their respective elemental planes, one of which is the elemental plane of nature, or of life, and that it is said that Silvers resides within it. And here's some research notes specifically from kind of investigating the nature of hell and how these moons came to be. And you can see that these are notes definitely from Zephyrus, that talks about that at some point during the creation of this gateway, the elemental archdevils created these gates to keep whatever is in Gena inside of Gena forever. So the actual elemental archdevils, one of which is Silvus, are the kind of gatekeepers of the moon that kind of enclose Gena with this protective seal. And so the last time he was probably seen on this continent, you can kind of deduct it, is whenever the War of the First Sin stopped and they created hell for them, and the elemental archdevils created these gates, which is whenever the war stopped, and no one knows when that was. Probably thousands of years ago.
whoever finds Isoel finds her like holding her hair and being like, just mumbling to herself in all the languages she knows and just cursing variant degrees of deities and gods and stuff, and just kind of lost in her own thoughts there, and just one step ahead, 2 steps behind. 1 step ahead, 2 steps behind. The freaking key is inside of him. He's protecting the gate. He is the gate. Alitura is on the other side of that freaking gate. He is the key to the gate, to Alitura. God fucking damn it.
Okay, and then I guess Jade, you would sometime find Isoel?
Yeah, eventually I'd find her.
Yeah,
Sure,
I'm
look around for a
all
while.
frazzled up, and like you can see steam coming out of my head, and I'm like it's clear I have spent way too much time in here.
Well, I was going to talk to you about what I found, but you look like you're going through it, so let's get out of here. When's the last time you ate? Okay, I grab
What
her
day is
arm.
it?
I grab her arm, and we start making our way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, food. Good idea. Yes.
And depending on what time it is when we get outside, I'm gonna either try to find a restaurant, or if we have to go back to the tower and fix something, since I did just go grocery shopping.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. when you get out, and you're like, oh. It's already the
Alright,
next
well,
day.
we'll go back to the tower. Wait, is the tower there? Did Vera put it up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is a splotch of purple where the tower is.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we'll go to the tower.
Okay. And yep, you get to the tower. And I guess rest up a bit. Then I guess this concludes our first day of Fiora.
Well, I was gonna do something specific with Eirik tonight.
Oh yeah, okay. Then we'll proceed with that.
Right. So I'll bring you up, not to the top floor, but like the second top, somewhere comfortable. So today I spent a little bit of time, kind of figured out my role in the group. I think I need to just help you all, and eventually I'll get to my goal. So today I kind of focused on you a little bit. I did a little bit of research to try to help with your friend in your head. I may have found a thread. I just need to do a little bit more looking into for it. But you need to relax. Because I think if this Eirik goes with us to Undorn, I think you're going to be dead, or scared, or seize up, or have a brain aneurysm. I really don't know. But we need to figure that right. I'm a therapist, but I can give you time. So we're going to do a meditation, and within that meditation, you're going to have a few hours where you can do whatever you want, and it'll be in your mind. I'll just be there protecting you. I'll be there calming you. I'll help guide you toward a version of Eirik that you're happy with.
What do you mean, do whatever I want?
It's up to you. right now I feel like everybody's telling you what to do, or the voice in your head's telling you what to do, or a devil, or Zephyrus himself, or the cleric. Everybody's telling you what to do, but I want to know what Eirik wants to do. I want you to want to go to Andorn. I want you to be comfortable with yourself. I want you to be comfortable with your magic, with what you're doing. You lost who you were, and then you followed us to hell, and then things have been crazy, and now you're kind of a mess. So let's try to find Eirik in a way that you're happy with. Does that make sense?
It does. I don't know how much success will come from one.
Oh, this won't just be one. We'll have multiple sessions. Until we figure out who you are. So, lay down. Get comfortable. I get like a pillow for him. I put like a thing so he can put his feet up, all that stuff. Press the station to like get a little bit of wind going in your face. And I'm gonna begin a guided meditation to get him to sleep. I go through like breathing, I go through clearing your mind, I go through thinking about a comfortable memory, a happy memory, just all these things to get you to a place where I can get you to fall asleep.
Yeah, I guess. What would it be? Well, actually, I think you can decide yourself if that would help you fall asleep, having this guided meditation. Leave that up to you.
I don't know. He'd be very hesitant, very, very skeptical of listening to somebody.
Can I do an insight check to see if I can figure out what Eirik would cling on to in relaxation as I go through these different things? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, kind of reading is...
Oh, +1. Don't worry about it. Chronal shift. I'm taking the time. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Eirik's mind is completely foreign to Fira.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a real fucking mess in there, and you're like, I don't know what he's going through, but it's a lot. I don't know what's caused it, but it's a lot. I don't know what's going to help him, but it's going to be a lot.
Eirik's eyes open and fear is just gone. She just, nope.
It's like, yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll come back when you're ready to sleep.
Listen, I'm ready to sleep, basically, always.
Okay. Okay. You get comfortable. I'll check on you in an hour, and if this works best when you're kind of in a state where your mind is more relaxed. So I'll check on you in an hour.
I guess I'll be here.
Okay. I guess I'll just find something to do until it seems like Eirik's gonna sleep normally. Since my meditation will not help.
Yeah, then do you sleep, Eirik? I guess you can make it.
I mean, if it...
Yeah.
Oh, it's just, if it's nighttime and I'm like tired after being in the library all day and stuff, like I would sleep just like normal, but
yeah, then yeah.
It's a little bit more awkward when someone's sitting over you going, breathe.
Yeah, that is a bit yeah, trying to sleep is never a good way to try to sleep.
Yeah. Fear's gonna learn from this. Don't worry, she's genius. Okay, well, when he finally does seem to be in that state, I'll cast Dream on Eirik.
Okay. That's what we're gonna end today's session. Just to see
Oh
what
man,
mess.
another dream.
Another
Yeah,
dream.
get ready. I was thinking, how would Fira help Eirik? The wizard way.
The wizard way. Man.
It's always the wizard way.
It has to be the wizard way. Actually, think about it. Dream is actually would be a great spell for therapy.
Yes.
Right? That's the plan. I'm gonna
It
therapize.
absolutely is.
Therapize?
Unless you have insomnia.
Nice.
Unless you're
I
an
think that was
elf.
verbit.
Yeah, unless you're
Yeah.
an elf, then you just kind of fucked. But you know,
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
have everything.
I get a week to think about how I can shape his dream. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Fiora, are you the one that's updating what's in the group pouch of money?
Sometimes normally.
Because we just got the 10,000 that we split, but then we got an extra 2,000 because we all rolled unnatural 20s.
Yeah.
I added it.
Oh, you
I
did?
saw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
you put that in
I
there.
did.
So
Yeah.
13 should be right.
Okay.
Matt and I flip flop between like who's doing it or not.
Got
Yeah,
it.
we were at like 9 something, then 800 came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be good.
Yep.
Yeah, we got some money.
Yeah, you got some money again. Actually, you get quite a bit of money. But you've been doing a lot of work, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I mean, I got kidnapped for that money, so
kinda. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see how many sessions this will take until the 5 days are over. I am very curious because the first part already surprised me that it took you half a session to even get to Della Solas. I'm like, oh, this is gonna go there. And it's like,
No,
No,
to check
no,
every
no.
order for Malachite.
you keep underestimating us and our ways to stall time.
I do indeed. I do indeed. And then
There's so much to do. It's an open world.
Yeah.
Yeah. God.
oh man. And the things you
course.
choose to research always surprise me too. Why Bahamut? Holy shit.
Look. I tell you, but it's a spoiler.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I'll whisper it to you.
Okay. He's trying to start a war with Bahamut and Tiamat.
Yeah.
I can already see it. That is actually my end goal. How did you know? It is spoilers indeed. But yeah. We'll see how much will happen in the next few episodes. A lot of research will definitely be done.
For once, I was like, what do I want to research? I don't even know.
Oh wow.
Like, I usually have like so much. I have to take care of this. Like, this is ridiculous. I've been saying this for like 3 months now, but like I'm at the end of the notebook. I have like 7 pages left before I need to
It's time
change
to
it.
review.
Yeah, I need to go through it, and I'm sure I'm gonna find more. And I'm gonna come back next week or like in 2 weeks with a laundry list. And Jack is going to hate me.
It's like lock and loaded. It's like
Yep.
I will investigate this. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
there's too many subjects for me to research in just 5
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
And there's just Jade who wants to know why she's at war with
Yeah.
herself.
She's being
That's
I mean,
on my list.
it's a valid question. It's
Yeah.
a very valid
It's a good
question.
thing for you to figure out too. I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't have anything else to do, that's
I
perfect.
mean, there's lots of things that I want to research, but I was like, this is kind of important.
Kind of is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having curse weapon on you.
Priority list.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to know what happens if I just ignore it and my soul and everything just
Mhm.
becomes one with the sword.
Yep.
One with the
Oh.
sword.
So in 4 days we have to meet up with the dude. Is
We
what
have to be back in Ovalmere to travel up to.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
We
should
got- we
take
got
on more side tasks, like more money.
We could.
No,
Definitely
man.
won't. Definitely won't be
I mean,
bored to
there's-
do that.
There were
Yeah.
more tasks on that board when we went to look at it, so.
Oh, one was to go get a flower. I mean, get like
Yeah.
a discount on potions.
Yeah,
I can just druid craft the freaking flower.
I've seen it before.
Yeah, it's
Found
it's
it.
there.
It's
in your
like a
backyard.
very shoddy, like shitty version of it. There it is.
Yeah, it's like, oh, can we have this flower? Mom says, no, we have this flower at home. Flower at home.
Yeah.
Druidcraft version.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 4 days still to go. And we'll see how that will turn out. But we all have been today blessed with a Nicolas Cage, and for that, please like and subscribe. So Nicolas Cage sees this episode, and he will stare in the next session. I should call this episode Saint Nicolas Cage, shouldn't I?
I think it was a good impersonation of like an old, has seen
Yeah.
some shit, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was basically right. You know, he's just a dude who
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the dude.
got
He's-
where he is because he's a dude, and he kind of just
He-
ended up where he is now.
He did dude
Yeah.
stuff. That's what
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage does. He does dude stuff. Well,
Yep.
anyways, we're gonna catch you hopefully next week. And look out for that horror session that's gonna definitely come. Why do I say it so ambiguous? Maybe because I'm setting the mood for the horror session. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Anyways, see you guys. Bye.